Hi, welcome to Smart App Moms. I'm Dr. Kiki.
And I'm Stef Tizignat.
And today we're reviewing Son of the Sun and Wizard Lizard. This is a show where we help you figure out which apps are appropriate for your kids. We save you time and hopefully make your job a little bit easier. We're going to scour the app stores looking for the best apps for your kids. We're going to test them ourselves and we're going to set our kids loose on them. I don't know why we decided to do that, but gluttons for punishment, maybe. Oh, yeah. Anyway, today we are looking at Son of the Sun and Wizard Lizard, and it is a beautiful interactive book. It's a fiction book for kids that teaches forgiveness through the story of the Son of the Sun, this little ball of fire, and his interaction with the selfish and cruel, greedy Wizard Lizard. Anyway, it's a iPad-only app, so only for iPads. You have to have an iPad. You can't have it if you don't have an iPad. It's now currently in the iPad store being sold for 99 cents, but when I downloaded it, it was $4.99. So I don't know if the price will be going back up or not. It's kind of expensive for an interactive book. Additionally, it's in the education category and it's published by Kid Appers. And this is their first app, and I think it's beautiful. What did you think?
Yeah, it's beautiful. Yeah. I mean, I think that's why you want to buy it and you're okay with the $4.99. Well, when we paid for it, $4.99, I was like, wow, this is going to be amazing. And it really wasn't.
It really wasn't okay.
I mean, it stayed beautiful the whole time.
Yeah, so what struck you as not being amazing for this?
Well, I mean, it's reassuring to hear that it's their first app. So maybe it was more about, it's the structure and the flow to the actual app that I have the biggest problem with. They said that it was for kids 5 and under, but I was like, no way. This is for like 8-year-olds. I don't know, 5 to 9, because the way that they structured the app, you have this awesome game, and their games are really cool. But then you have this really long story that you have to listen to. And unlike other storybook apps, they don't overlay the two.
Yeah, so you have a page of story and then a page of interactive game. A page of story and a page of interactive game. And so if your kid is under 5, we're going to say possibly your child is not reading at the level to be able to read this book to themselves, so they're going to have to listen to the voice actor read it. Or you are going to have to be reading it to your child. And they have to make it through that to get to the interactive part. So I think they're trying to give a little carrot and stick incentive to keep going, Yeah, but it does kind of fail. Kai, my 3-year-old, he ended up finding the chapter interface, the page interface. And so once he found that, instead of going through the story, he just goes straight to the pages he wants to play. Right. And so he misses the story entirely.
And they separated them to a point where a child does separate them. And they're like, okay, well, this is the story and this is the game. And I want to play the game because the story is not developmentally appropriate. Like, it's just, when you read a book with your son who's 3, you don't read a chapter book. You read a picture book. Yeah. So that they can follow along visually. They couldn't. He was just like, I know what I can do. I can interact with these games, and that makes me happy. And that, it gives him reward. But the story didn't do anything for my 5-year-old either. Yeah. And I actually thought the story was kind of contrived. Anyway.
The story was cute up to a point, and then it totally got heavy-handed with and we forgive because forgiving is good. And because if everyone learns to forgive, the whole world will be a better place. And I like that, but it was so preachy and heavy-handed. There was no subtlety to it at all. It took away from the story, and it wasn't my favorite.
It didn't feel like it was written by a children's book author. It felt like the whole entire app felt like it was made by an app developer. And that's really, really unfortunate due to the fact that if anyone put out a children's book with those illustrations, they blew me away.
The illustrations are beautiful. The sound is beautiful. Yes. Like interacting with it even is really well done. I liked all of that, except for like, I think we're on the same page here. The formatting of the story to interaction and then also the story itself was not as...
I feel bad too because I think that they could make some really awesome apps, but maybe not educational apps. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that.
Right.
Because they'd be really good. Yeah.
Yeah. Let's see. Do we have anything else to say? Or are we ready for take-home points?
Take-home points is fine.
Take-home points. All right. My take-home points, I thought it was a wonderful story. The engaging and interactive elements, and there are puzzles at the end that were well done, beautiful. And then it's a bit long and heavy-handed on the forgiveness message.
Yeah, and I feel the same. I think that there's a time and place for values and emotions, and I think introducing them through a book is one of the best ways to do that with kids because it's a non-threatening way to look at them. But they missed the mark. And then the other thing I took away from it was the actual games were really well done. The creativity needed and the free play that was involved in these games was appropriate. It was the story. Yeah, it was the story.
Yeah. Final grade. I'm actually sitting here thinking the final grade I gave it is actually a little nicer than I want to be. So I gave it a B+.
Oh yeah, same here. I gave it a C+.
All right. Actually, sitting here now, I'm like, I should have given it like a B-. So, but anyway, my final grade written down is a B+. So we're going to stick to that.
They're going to like you.
They're going to like me for that. Yeah. Oh my gosh. We done? Can we consider it tested?
Tested.
Awesome. Thanks for watching, everybody. If you have any comments about this show or any recommendations for apps that we should be testing, let us know and check things out. Links in the show notes below. I am Dr. Kiki, and you can find me at Dr. Kiki on Twitter.
And I'm Stef Tizignat at Ask a Nanny on Twitter.
And this is Smart App Moms. You've made a smart choice.